A big welcome to the 3,500 Apaches tuning in. I'm Frank Munoz.
And I'm David Huang. Thanks for tuning in. So, items stored in the activities office will be removed, donated, or destroyed on November 1st at 4 p.m. So, claim your items before then, or you might never see them ever again.
Rotary Youth Leadership Award information and applications are now available in the Career Center. If you're interested, pick one up ASAP. They're due Friday, November 9th.
Southern California Edison is now offering up to $40,000 in scholarship to any student pursuing a major in science, math, chemistry, or computer science in any four-year college or university institution. Flyers and information are now available in the Career Center.
Those interested in ordering Christmas trees, wreaths, or garland for the upcoming holiday season, fill out the order form and send it to the district office. Orders are due October 31st.
Well, Election Day is coming up, and on Monday we had our final presidential debate.
Oh, true that, David. Do you know what positions of the presidential candidates are? Here in Apache News, Rachel Gasparini will tell us more.
Welcome to this week's Roundtable. In the last few weeks, we covered several highly polarized California propositions. This week, however, our focus is the presidential election. Today, we have the president of the Young Democrats Club, Emily Zhang, who is presenting President Obama's campaign, and the treasurer of the Young Republicans Club, George Ng, who is presenting Governor Romney's campaign. Emily, what are some praiseworthy aspects of President Obama's campaign to the Democratic Party?
From a high schooler's perspective, President Obama has repeatedly been helping students by increasing funding for student financial aid, reforming the student loan program, and expanding the Pell Grants program, which expands the opportunity for low-income students to go to college. Another groundbreaking achievement of President Obama's is the Affordable Health Care Act, which expands health insurance coverage to 30 million more people. Through the act, children are able to be covered under their parents' insurance until they turn 26. From an equal rights perspective, President Obama signed the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act, restoring basic protections against pay discrimination for women and other workers. He has also appointed more openly gay officials than anyone in history.
Thank you, Emily. Now, from the Republican perspective, what criticism can be given about President Obama's campaign, George?
Obama isn't the champion of education that many think he is. Under his administration, the cost of college education has risen by 25%, and student debt has reached a record $1 trillion. In regards to the economy, the public sector has actually declined by 3%, while the private sector has grown by 4.5% without focused government support. Thus, Romney's investment in the private sector will bolster our economy and help create millions of new jobs that our economy desperately needs at a 7.8% unemployment rate, despite Obama's early claim that unemployment would be below 5% by now. Furthermore, by raising taxes on the wealthy, Obama has driven away many business owners and convinced corporations to shift work offshore, thus causing job outsourcing. Lastly, if there are so many loopholes in the tax system, why didn't Obama fix it?
Thank you. Let's shift to Governor Romney. What are some laudable characteristics of his campaign to the Republican Party, George?
For those able to vote and those nearly of age, we're almost adults. It's time to take a look at the big picture. The Romney campaign promises a strengthened America through energy independence by drawing upon America's own natural resources, an improved education system through increased flexibility and grants to reward teachers, improved trade by strengthening trade connections with Latin America and restrictions on China's unfair trade practices, reducing the deficit through caps in the federal budget, and lastly, tax reductions. Now, it seems that somehow tax reduction has become associated with money disappearing. Those $2 trillion aren't gone. Those $2 trillion go to us and our families, the taxpayers. On an average, that's $4,000 saved per year per family. Imagine what you can do with that money. And guess what? When you spend it, that money actually goes into helping our economy. Essentially, Romney's investing $2 trillion into our economy and small business. Through trickle-down economics, the growth of the private sector and the resulting new jobs will not only balance the tax reductions, but also increase revenue received simply by having more taxpayers with more money.
Thank you, George. Emily, to the Democratic Party, what are the negative aspects of Governor Romney's campaign?
First of all, Mitt Romney's plans for education will be devastating to us students. He would cut investments in education in order to support tax breaks for millionaires, would reverse student loan reform, and would cut funding for community colleges. Next, studies show that the Romney-Ryan healthcare plan will cause nearly 60% of seniors to pay more to get the same coverage they receive today. Seniors who retire in 2030 would have to pay an average of $6,000 more a year. Romney's running mate, Paul Ryan, voted against the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act, voted against ending the military's Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy that banned openly gay and lesbian service members and opposes abortion.
Thank you both. It's only 11 days to Election Day, November 6th. If you're 18 and registered to vote, do your research on both California issues and the presidential candidates before you vote. See you next time.
Thanks, Rachel, for the insight.
Listen up, freshmen. Remember to wear your costumes on Wednesday, October 31st. Link Crew will be giving out free Otter Pops at the rally court during lunch. And don't forget your ID cards.
AEF is having a fundraiser for middle and high school students in April. Productive meetings will be held on Tuesday, October 30th at 7 a.m. at the Foothills Library.
For seniors interested in applying to UCs or CSUs, applications will ask for your statewide student identifier, also known as SSID. This number is found on the upper left-hand corner of your transcript.
Oh, last week, Valerie Wang showed you the ribbon-cutting ceremony of the new Performing Arts Center.
Well, here, Dr. Forsey will take us in his loving embrace and guide us on a tour of this professional new facility. Valerie?
Thanks, guys. Haven't had a chance to check out the new Performing Arts Center yet? Well, that's all right, because Dr. Forsey provided APN with an exclusive tour of all the great new features of the building. Let's go check it out.
Come on in. And this artist alley, the plan is to hang student artwork. It's also a way to access the different rooms without going through the main hall. This is the backside of the Black Box Theater. So if they have to load sets in or they have to move a set from here to the main theater, they can. And all the rooms have exits and entrances from the outside quad, so it won't be used extensively, so we can keep it nice. Like choreograph your lighting in here, it will transfer into the main hall. So you could do a rehearsal in here with your lighting, and a push of a button will take it right over.
In the future, I think you'll see shows of very high caliber here, partly to raise money for the building because it's going to be expensive to maintain it, but also there'll be a lot of people who'll have a lot of ideas as it becomes available.
This is pure joy for me, just to watch everyone's face when they walked in here and the reactions.
My favorite feature, I think, is just the style. It is a very clean building. I think once we get students on stage, that will be my favorite part of the building.
Thanks to all those who were involved in bringing us this new state-of-the-art building. This has been Valerie Wang reporting for Apache News. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Valerie. We'll be taking a short break again, and sports team is coming up next.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony Simmons.
And I'm Nicholas Falabrino.
And we're going to teach you some Halloween safety tips.
Let's get started.
Step 1. Always buy costumes labeled flame resistant and never walk near open flames.
Second, always cross the street on a crosswalk and make eye contact with the driver. Always go to well-lit houses,
as opposed to badly lit houses. Step 4. Avoid wearing loose-fitting clothing and always wear shoes that fit so you don't trip.
and lastly, always inspect your candy before eating it.
It was a graveyard smash.
Have a safe Halloween.
Welcome back. Foothills Federal Credit Union is also offering scholarships. Students qualified will not only be receiving a $500 annual scholarship, but also experience in public relations. For more info, you guessed it, go to the Career Center. David, what time is it?
It is currently...
Wrong answer. It's sports time.
Coach Rule decided to punk out of sports this week. Doesn't matter. Apache sports team. Stepping it up.
Girls golf been going after their competition like Tiger Woods' wife went after him, violently. Michelle Chung and Kayla Yin both made it CIF individual regionals. Tune in next week to see how they did.
The Apaches broke apart Pasadena last week, like I broke my arm. The final score, 21-7. Let's go to T-Mac Haggerty and Darius Elliott for more.
It was a really big win. We needed to continue on in league, and so we can get set to know that we have a chance to win league and get a higher spot in CIF. The game started out rough, and then we got together and we were able to pull off a win.
It was a good game. It boosted our confidence, and we practiced hard that whole week and just showed off in the game. We just got to come out hard, hit hard, come out, play hard, and the rest will show for itself.
We need to take everything one step at a time right now. First, our mind's on league, and after that, then it's playoffs.
We started off slow, and everyone doubted us. We just came back in league and just showed everybody what's up.
Boys cross country took first place at Mount Sac Invitational. Good job, boys.
Come out and support them. Today, after school, at the Arcadia Park. Be there, or else.
Girls volleyball. 8-1 in league, and they're doing it in spandex. And they also picking up some very great wins as well. Take the Glendale game. They go in there and they beat them 3-0. Then they play Burroughs, and they might have had to go 5 games, but it's okay, because you know why? They beat them 3-2. And next week we'll have the coverage of the Apaches' last home game versus Mir. And let me guarantee you something. The Apaches will ride the Mustangs into the sunset.
No lifeguard on duty! Boys water polo has been getting drowned by their competition. They lost to CV on Wednesday, 10-4. Come on, boys, I'm disappointed.
I saw sports last week, and I was disappointed.
Touché.
Merci beaucoup, sports team.
Well, before we go, Brian Barbosa actually has a new movie review on the recently animated film Frankenweenie. Let's check it out.
30 years ago, Tim Burton had a dream to make a ton of money and be great. And now, like the dog in the movie, Burton has resurrected his greatness. I bring back from the dead, Frankenweenie. Frankenweenie starts out in New Holland, a slice of middle America where Victor Frankenstein lives with his family and best friend Sparky, along with his cast of zany classmates, which all pay homage to the original Frankenstein. Well, spoilers, Sparky dies. Well, after a science lesson on electricity, Victor revives Sparky in one of the best animated sequences I've seen in a really long time, and tries his best to keep him a secret, but fails. The first thing that slapped me across the face from the get-go was his style. The animation is some of the best I've ever seen Burton do. I love the black and white motif because it just works so well. The characters are entertaining and grab your attention, except for Winona Ryder's character is just really flat and boring. But this is one of the only problems because the voice acting overall is amazing. And every other character is simply fun to watch because they all have personality. Even Sparky is a marvel of animation. And Burton also managed to get a bit of horror thrown in that mix too. If you love monster movies or just Tim Burton in general, this is the movie to watch this Halloween. I gave it 9 dead animals out of 10 that I found in Johnny's backpack. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Brian, and that's all we have for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for tuning in and listening to us talk. I'm Frank.
And I'm David. Have a good weekend and fun Halloween.